Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another pod of our channel. Today's topic is stoicism. I think there are a lot of misconceptions related to this concept, and stoicism is the concept which we as individuals are adopting in our life and practicing it. And indeed, it takes a lot of practice and courage to practice this particular concept in this particular realm of human endeavor, because in this particular time, the things are not very in line with the dynamics of the society, and stoicism comes in handy in this realm. But the way I practice it, the things we adapt through stoicism are are not adapted by the other individuals, or the other individuals who observe us practicing the stoicism are not very comfortable with it, and they treat it like if anything happens, if I feel something, majorly people say you are stoic, why you are feeling it. They are fooled. They do not know that stoicism is not limiting you, it is opening you to feel the things in much more profound way and to a greater intensity. But there is a but in it, and that but is feeling the things at greater intensity, and even contemplating the things and bringing in the four pillars of stoicism: courage, wisdom, justice, and what was moderation. Bringing these four curriculums into that particular phase of your life, and bringing out the good and bringing the wisest of the choices at that particular time. That is what stoicism is. And when we practice it, or when we feel something but we don't act out of it, or we act with the wisdom, people are just like flabbergasted. What is going on? And if we accept it, we felt it, and they are like, you are stoic, why you are feeling it? You idiots. We feel everything. We even feel the things that even you cannot not feel, like love, hate, every kind of emotion, anger, enthusiasm, zeal, every sort of emotion is heightened in art, because our consciousness is much more increased as compared to you, because we are very conscious about what is happening in our surroundings. We are the observers. Stoics are the observers and they are the philosophers. They observe the things, they contemplate the things, but they act out of wisdom. They do not act out of their feelings. Indeed, they feel, but their feelings are not overpowering that their wisdom is deteriorated or their wisdom is sent into shambles. That is what stoicism is, and the major concept of stoicism is that stoics are not that they are feared by God, or they are considering that God will torment us with this or that. They do not believe in concept of, so I cannot say the concept of God, but they do not keep the person or the virtual concept of God in their mind, so that they can throw the things on the God. They can put the things on the God that it was the will of the God, or that God did it. They take whole responsibility of the thing. Right? They do not say that God wanted it, or it was due to the God's will. If something happened, they take responsibility. Like, I didn't put in the work. I am the one who is responsible. And even people are there like, let's put this on God, that God did not made it happen. Stoics are there. They will take whole responsibility of it. That is what stoicism bring into your life. And
also add kismat with it.
Yeah. They will like, this was the fortune, this was the misfortune. There is nothing like fortune and misfortune. There is always wisdom. And the basic concept of and to broaden this concept, in the stoicism, they consider the things which are in their hand and the things which are not in their hand. They control the things which are in their hand, like their inner world, what they think, how they act. That is in their control. But the things which are not in their control, they just observe and bring that four pillars into that situation and act wisely.
Yeah.
That's what stoicism is, and they do not just give the things to God, like you take care of it. God has, in their concept, God has given you limbs, God has given you mind, God has given you all the senses, so that you can contemplate the things with these four virtues and then act wisely. What else you need from God? Consider it, and then you will get the answers. And then, if you accept like how you are feeling, if you are feeling loss, grief, but you act wisely, that's what stoicism is.
Yeah.
Any words?
So now has shot us with a lot of information regarding stoicism. It is what it is, by the way, and he is very much right in every aspect that he has explained. And for more, like just as Arnav said, we also experience grief and all the pain that the world inflict on us. It's the conscious decision, and it also let us discern from what we are feeling and how things should go. As now I mentioned about the God and other stuff. One thing I would like to add is, in the face of death, even in the face of death, the wisdom doesn't go out the window. That is what stoicism teaches us. There may be people who will be showing a lot of wisdom out there, but as soon as the things come to take their life, or the grim reaper is in front of them, the wisdom goes out of the window. But a stoic will totally react normally to it, because there is a concept of memento mori, that you may not see another day, so this is the day you got, so give your best, the best you can for today, and the same goes for the days that are going to come. But we do not focus on the future or the future events that will happen, or we do not suffer with the future events, that what will happen in future if I don't do this, or if I am doing this today, what will happen to me in the future. There is avoidance of such concept, like we should not suffer, a person should not suffer in imagination, then he will actually suffer in reality. So just to cut that off from one's life, it is a very big burden taken off of your life that I have experienced after adopting stoicism. I used to be an overthinker before. 3 years back, I used to be a totally overthinker. I would think about hundreds of scenarios about a specific situation. Even if it's minute, I would think hundreds of things, that if it goes good, how it will go good, and if it goes wrong, how it goes wrong. And even our parents or the peers we have don't teach us how to think or how to contemplate things around us. But stoicism has involved, and it also helped me preserve my energy. Rather than thinking about a thing, just sitting there and wasting 1 hour of my life, instead of putting in effort into that thing, it saves you a lot of time plus energy. You will be doing more, and you will be bringing a lot of good into the world by adopting that kind of strategies into your life. And as goes for memento moris, in the beginning when I learned the concept about it, it was very much offending and very much depressing in the initial stages, because we live in an illusion that we got eternity to live. Nobody thinks about the death or the time they got on this earth. But it takes a lot of reality and courage that makes you accept, okay, this is the truth. Even after 100 of years, instead of dying out of blue, you must be conscious about it, that this life is not to be taken for granted, and you have to be conscious about it, that if you are waking up today, you are very much lucky, because there were around 1 lakh people that I last searched that don't wake up the next day or will not wake up tomorrow.
Yeah.
But if you are waking up, be glad, be thankful to the God, or be thankful to whoever you consider a higher realm than you. Accept life as it is, alright? And moreover, the concept, the thing I thought about, accept the things as it is. Oftentimes, when we get into relationships, or whenever we get into some new things, our brain makes an imaginary wonderland out of it, and most of us follow through with it. A simple example would be the today's generation and the relationships. They make the other person like godly, total godly. They are so perfect, they're so beautiful, they are intelligent, they got all the.
They are even scared to say that you are wrong in it.
Yeah. So that is something stoicism like slaps you in the face, like. It is what it is. It's not what you are imagining it is. Alright? And that is also was something new to me. And when I realized it, that I used to fascinate, or I used to fantasize a person and making it so big that they weren't even. They were so shallow. I was making them so big, like, oh my god, this is the personality. But that isn't the case in reality. Stoicism clears your perspective regarding a thing. And for now, I think this is enough. And
see, like recently, Shubham told that it helps you, like you are not wasting a lot of energy on the things which are not valid, or the things which are not worthy enough to take your energy from you. But there comes a but. It's never easy. It takes a lot of energy. And you know what? When you are doing stuff, or even when we are doing this pod, there are things going in back of our head. But somehow we are putting in the work regardless.
Yeah.
That's what stoicism teaches us, that We have to put in the work, or we have to do the work which is in front of us. Step by step, piece by piece, the things will get in order and the things will manifest. That is the only thing which you can control. Even when we are in a, like, last time,
Yeah.
last time I had a low day when I came to you, and that time I told you I was feeling low, and I was like, okay, no issues. I will wake up, dress well, go out, do
Yeah.
my work,
Indeed.
and do the things, go work out, and I will do the things which I'm supposed to do, regardless of how I feel.
Yeah.
Indeed, we feel, and we feel at a greater potential, but somehow we do not give it as much energy as it requires. We, even when we are working, or even when we are doing any of the work, even if I am teaching, like currently I am teaching, so even if I am teaching, then also the things back in the head roll, like just like a reel or something else. But what you do at that time is either you sit there depressed, or you don't go to work, or you just go to the work, put in the work, bring out the good, and perform your role in a better way. Even in the concept of momentum theory, I would like to elaborate or broaden that horizon. Like, we have just practiced it, and since the last 1 to 2 months, I have not 2 months, like 1 month, I have been practicing it. The time I spend with my peers, the time I spend with my women, that is heightened, man.
Yeah.
Like, I can literally take that moment and be content with it throughout my life, because I did not restricted myself in that moment. I did not thought that next time I will do it, or even if there is a message or a reel that I have to share with my peers, I don't take it like next time I will do it. I take the things as it is in that realm, because in the concept of stoicism, every moment we are dying. The past is already dead. Okay, the past is already dead. The present, which we are facing, and even in the present we are dying. For the fun fact, the cells in your body, some of the cells are currently dying, and you are in the process of constant birth, death, and rebirth. And the future in itself has not manifested yet. It is dead. It has to be brought into life by you. And what will help to bring that into life is you, your actions, your thought process. Okay. And for that realm, you have to accept that the concept of momentum mori, and you have to consider virtue and wisdom, and then act wisely.
Yeah. And for those who have stumbled upon our pod, or why you should adopt, or why we are talking about this, there was this scientific study or survey that brought out the results that if stoicism is being taught in the school or in the school curriculum, the rates of rapes and the rates of violence goes down by a lot, because the brain is being developed in certain way, and the habits that are being adopted by the children or the peers learning make them behave a certain way, rather than just bursting out with energies or momentarily emotions. They are making wise decisions as compared to they would. For example, let's take there is a common scenario. Maybe some of you have faced it. Let's say someone dear and near to you has fallen ill, and they are in very bad shape, and some person of your family have taken out them to hospital or somewhere in the medical facility. There are some moments when those out of the burst of emotions just leave the house so that they will reach there, even if they are not having a vehicle, or even if there is no public convenience out there at that time. They will just leave the house and start running that I will reach there. How the hell you gonna reach 10, 50, 40 kilometers into another district just out of emotions? Emotion will not get you there. If you make decision wisely and wait 2-3 hours just to get the sun up and get the vehicles and the public convenience running, you will be there without
Wasting a lot of energy.
And others' time. This is like creating a chaos out of a very well managed situation. Although it is not, it is chaos. The person is already falling ill, and there is a chaos that they might lose the person. But still, somebody else is also creating another tornado in the house that I will just run away and I will reach there.
That is not in your control, right?
Yeah, but as a human being, we were not taught how to contemplate emotions or how to channel the emotional energy. We just do things out of emotions and out of the spurs. or the mood swings, or the whatever the situation push us to it, we will do it. That's not how a stoic will react to the scenes. And let's go a step further. There is this story about Seneca, and there is about this story about Seneca. So Seneca used to be a minister in the time of. There was this king, I don't remember the name, but Seneca used to be a minister, and he. No, it was later on. Initially, Seneca was a guide to someone else. So Seneca used to practice begging. Seneca used to go out, lay on the streets.
Yes, I got it.
Despite having the
All the riches of the world.
Yeah.
He one day in week he used to go on the streets and beg and
lay on the ground there, yeah, sleep on the floors, and go to the shabby area, wear torn clothes, and his peers, the ministers, they used to think that what the heck is this guy doing? What purpose does this serve? He is having everything and he's still tarnishing the name of a minister that by doing those activities. But that guy was such a philosopher, he never let the riches tempt him, or the riches lure him, or spoil his habits regarding the life or regarding himself. So the power changed and Nero came into the power. Nero went mad after some time, after winning. Nero went mad, totally mad, and he and all the ministers were almost hanged to death. So he gave Seneca an option: how will you go?
Save his life.
Yeah, save his life. So Seneca replied that take all my riches and all my treasure that I have
And let me live.
And Nero was totally confused and shocked that how this guy is giving out his treasure, or how he will survive in the future. But all that treasure was nothing with respect to the life of Seneca. That guy made a very great negotiation by sacrificing his wealth. After that, he went out of power. Seneca went to the streets, but because he was practicing all those things throughout the tenure that he had in the riches, those things didn't affected him in a greater way than they would to another ministers. And later on, he became master to, I think, Marcus Aurelius, and then he came to power, and then Seneca was there. This much I know. Maybe I am wrong or something.
This is correct.
Yeah. So this story, this inspired me to take on suffering initiatively. Like that guy, even in those times when there were no phones, gold was the real treasure. Even the money wasn't there. There was gold and all those stuff, horses, gold, total materialistic stuff. All the chicks you're gonna get, you will never see in your life. They were there, but that guy, instead of or out of spur that he will lose all the wealth that he have mustered up throughout his lifetime, he made a wise choice that I will not die here. I can put even more good in this world by living, and he sacrificed all of that. And in return, he bought his life, and then he made that place even better with a better ruler, and put everything into in the place.
Here I would love to add some. Even in the Stoics and even in the life, a person should have a wise approach. Like we are there to commit our roles. Every one of us has a role that should be taken care of. Like if I am for today my role is to do these 10 tasks or these chores. These chores has to be completed one way or another.
Yeah.
And you should put all your will, power, ethic into it to complete that chores and bring out the good. Those chores can be feeding your family, going out making some money, or doing whatever. But there is also in the current scenario, you can choose your role. In the past, people do not used to have that choice. But if you want to become a billionaire, millionaire, you can choose your role. You can choose it and keep it back in your head and act day by day in that direction to become that. Like we want to speak, we want to bring out the good. See, we just give since last 2 weeks we did not did it.
Yeah.
We did not have our pod, but today we are having it. The circumstances will not always be the same. The things will not go as you have planned. See, when the recent example is like when I used to call and you used to say like I am busy or I am going somewhere. last time he was not there,
Yeah.
Abhinav was not there, or I was not there, I was busy, I was there at some function or something. The things will not affected us because we know we will do it when the things will be in line.
Yeah.
Our effort or our role is predefined. Once we will get an opportunity or once we will get a bit of the circumstances in order, we will just do it.
Yeah.
We will not make chaos out of it, or I will not just start bragging about it. No, we have to do it like that. Yes, you have to do it. You have to put in the effort, but for the effort, you have to. Your effort should be in right direction and at right time, and that time this universe will definitely provide you. Once you are wise and righteous of putting the power in this universe, so that this universe can help you out with it. It's 8:30 p.m. and we started this pod at 8:40. we started this pod at 8. Like others can, what others can consider like it's enough time. What we can do, even before starting, we said like even half an hour will be enough, but we have to do it. That is what doing your role is. Commit to your roles, do it wisely, put your whole heart into it. Be the greatest son, be the greatest mother, be the greatest father, be the greatest partner. Put your whole effort into it. Don't hold back because there is momentum with it. See, like when you become stoics, your thoughts get in line. Even if I'm chaotic, if I'm not being able to act out of wisdom, but if your peers are there who are acting out of wisdom, if your peers are just just like lame lambs, they will not act out of wisdom. You cannot rely on them. They will rely on you if you are acting on wisdom, and your wisdom will also be deteriorated. I think so, because that is my opinion. Because you are some total of the 5 individuals you surround yourself with. When I am chaotic, I just come to him. I just ask for the good, and when he will be, he know where to go.
Yeah.
To the wisest of the individuals.
Yeah, even as of today, we were not able to conduct pod. So I was thinking we should change the venue because I am having certain scenarios at home. So I was thinking it's not gonna happen here. I don't think it will, or maybe I will just postpone it just because of some factors. So I was thinking that I should call up and say let's switch the venue for the pod and let's have it. But due to some reasons or due to a very great food item that we had, I fell asleep and this is the time we're doing it. So yeah, on the same
But
path.
doing it regardless.
Yeah, we're doing it regardless. On the same path, their stoicism and the teachings in stoicism are fact. They are not debatable. All right. When you read them or when you learn those things, they are a fact in itself. There is no if but or there is no debate in that. You cannot say it otherwise. Because those things are coming out of life experience in the hard times when there were wars and when there were bloodshed, not when the times when you can make a TikTok about it. Alright, so those things are fact and those things are being used in that bloody world. And one more thing that a rookie or a novice will make a mistake when he will adopt to stoicism, because stoicism provides you with a lot of knowledge, and upon that as we talk about the pillars, it is about judging your wisdom or judging your actions. But sometimes the overthinkers, what they tend to do is they overjudge themselves.
Indeed.
Yeah. And what they will do is they will be so busy judging themselves that they will not conduct the activity that they were going to
That
do.
is in front of them. That
Yeah.
was, I gotta say it. Thoughts are so in line, man.
So, plus stoicism and the persons who are stoic are not condescending. The basic image is that when you hear the word stoicism or the stoics, they are the stoics. There is this vibe, condescending vibe, that these guys don't feel anything.
Yeah.
Hit them with a spear, they will not feel the pain. No, idiots, we will bleed and we will die. so the thing is, when you will start your path in stoicism, you will evaluate your actions, and some will bring you grief, and some will make you disdain. And what stoicism teaches us, all the stoics, they do evaluate their actions, they do know where they lagged or where they did not put in greater effort, but those things don't affect our mood, and those things don't make us condescending toward ourselves. बेसिकली क्या होता है कि ओवर थिंकर जब सोचना शुरू कर देते हैं ना तो वो खुद को ही पीटना शुरू कर देते हैं. बट इन स्टोइसिज्म दोस टीचिंग्स एंड द इवैल्यूएशन दैट वी डू मे बी अदर पर्सन विल नॉट नो इट एंड आई विल थिंक यार इसने अच्छा किया एंड बट द माय परफॉर्मेंस वाज दिस मच लाइक 80 इट वाज 40% बट आई वुड हैव डन बेटर. But that doesn't mean that I should not live this moment happily. All right. That doesn't mean that I should punish myself in the mind and have a negative talk about it. It is not about the negative talk. Stoicism is not negative talk. Most of the guys are like, it is a guy who's telling the truth in the face, and it is what it is. You have to evaluate, but that doesn't mean that you should spoil your mood. यार ना बोर नहीं कर पाया यार I should punish myself, I should bleed. It is not like that.
Even if you want to punish yourself, do something more productive. Go for a run,
Yeah.
go to gym, do the workout. That is wisdom.
And even more, let's say we are in a peaceful world. At that time, those guys were having war or there was bloodshed. Yeah. And let's say Marcus made a bad decision and his general got dead. All right.
What he will do?
What he will do? Yeah. He cannot kill himself. He have a country to look after too, right? So those things he will evaluate, but those things will make his judgment even better rather than getting him down. But most of the weak-willed people I have seen, whenever they are told the truth by themselves, they get down, their energy get low, and they will be like
Acceptance. There is no acceptance because there is no acceptance. No righteousness. No wisdom.
Stoicism is there to hit you in the face, but it should thrive you. It should not deteriorate your personality and your values. You should strive even more कि आगे से नहीं. We will make a better decision every time. We will take learnings from this bad decision, or we will take learning from whatever we have done today, right? But वही है कि there is an image has been built up around the stoicism. These guys are condescending. These guys are cold. Don't love him.
Yeah.
He will not feel anything.
He will not feel anything.
Yeah. We will cherish your time even more than your peers or than the guys you have met, because there is a concept of momentum.
We live to the fullest, but even we have that concept back in our head that betrayal is fortunate. We take it in the face. You have betrayed us. We will not be begging your attention. We will be like, okay, you betrayed it. You made your choice. That was not in my control. But what is in my control? Fuck off from my life.
Yeah.
That is what it is. We will not repeat the same thing twice. Like we have just said, like present. You know, there will be fools out there who will just think like just do anything in present. You fools, no, it is not like that. Stoics used to consider everything like for them past is their like guru. Like they used to take teachings from it. Like if someone has betrayed you, they will say, okay, you have betrayed us. There is no hard feelings, or the things which I can do, I can just put you into shambles, or if I have the power, if I have the wisdom, or if it is righteous in my realm, I can fuck you up. If I can, I will.
I would like to put it tastefully. A stoic will, after a breakup, a stoic will not hit you. He will destroy you tastefully.
Yeah, he will destroy you tastefully.
Yeah.
That's what I will do. and you know what? When they take the concepts or the betrayal, or they take that individuals, or contemplate the traits of that individual, like they are the energy suckers, they are the sinking ships, they will take us with them.
Yeah.
They just accept it and they just say, okay, what is in my hand? I will not let them destroy me, or not deteriorate me, or not I will not let them किस टाइप का कहते हैं यार? Yeah, I will not let them tear me down.
Yeah.
Okay, I have to do my role. I have duties. I have people to look up to. I will do that. I will not waste my energy over there. That is what learning from past is. That is what wisdom is. Don't consider that present. We have talked about live in the present. Concept of memento mori. There is concept of memento mori, but in regard to all the experiences which you have experienced in your life, if you have experienced betrayal, if you have experienced greater bond, greater friendship, don't let it go.
Yeah, indeed.
Don't let it go. Don't be that person who don't want to put in the effort into the relationship, because what other individual will think of it like he's being cocky, or he's putting in a lot of effort. People will get amazed what you do, and until where you can go, and what undreamt horizon you can achieve in your relationship, business, your any realm of human endeavor. But the past is definitely there. Past traits, everything. You cannot just gloss over that particular thing. And even Narcissists, those individuals who just live in the like do whatever you want living in the present, those are narcissists. Those are true narcissists. They don't even have that wisdom to contemplate the thing. You blindfolded individuals, open your eyes and be some stoic. Go out and you know what the concept of this taking past and their like we have just talked about that wisdom came in during the hard times. Even every individual can be a philosopher. Every individual can add journalism, add thoughts, add that four pillars, and every individual can be like Seneca, Marcus, and there is no end to it. They did not have the privileges that we have today. In the stoicism, you can be philosopher as you can write down all of your thoughts or your quotes, which are in regard to this time. That's why stoicism is important, because in this time the demand, the need of the hour is different. But the things which were taught in that time are still relevant in this place.
Yeah.
So you are a philosopher. Like why I'm saying you are a philosopher, because in this particular time the depression is very common. In that time also it was common, but they did not have antidepressants. And to deal with depression, you know what depression is? Your entangled thoughts which are not clear, your overthinking and your self-deteriorating habits, not considering the things which are in your present and not putting in the work which is required, not building, restricting yourself and not loving the individuals the way you can. That brings depression.
Yeah.
And you know how to deal with it? By just getting the things in line. That twisted thoughts can be brought into line with the philosophical aspect when you add the philosophical aspect into it. And that philosophical aspect is stoicism. Adding philosophy is stoicism. Adding meaning to it is stoicism. Acting out of courage, because when you act like cutting off the ties, building something new, going out, meeting new people, like when we met, going out, doing boxing training, hitting the gym, it takes courage.
Yeah.
Everything takes courage. And even sitting here talking to you, even you individuals who are watching this pod this long, it takes courage, it takes focus, it takes wisdom. And that's where philosophical aspect comes in, because you know it is important for you to watch this. You cannot rely on that 10-second reel and self-deteriorate yourself. You will get nothing out of it. That's where you can be a philosopher. And to deal with depression, the only thing which you can control is yourself. Again, we came to the root of it. Controlling your mindset, controlling the things which are in your head, and letting go of the things which are not in your head. For that you have to, and even to accept that, you have to live the present moment to the fullest.
Yeah.
With the wisdom of the past experiences and whatever you have built, you want it or do not want it, as there is time and evolution of people. Like if you are with any of the individual, business, individual, everything, the way you do one thing is the way you do the rest of it. Marcus Aurelius, I don't know, Marcus Aurelius or Seneca. Oh, Stoics, okay. If you do it, it will take courage. You have to you have to cut off the ties, but the past will be there, the present will be there, the prediction of future will also be there. What you want to become, the role you want to adapt, the individual you want to be. It's not like just you are having the food on the table and you will be like, okay, for tomorrow I will see tomorrow. No, you have concept like tomorrow I have to do this, do that, but you are present there.
Yeah, this is what I want to talk about when we said memento mori. There will be some people who will think, okay,
Memento mori बोल दिया तो कुछ भी कर लो.
आज का दिन में फिर क्यों फ्यूचर के लाइन में चल रहा है? Yeah. So memento mori, FOMO is a totally shit concept. Memento mori is a higher concept that some of you will not understand even in your lifetime. But what memento mori brings to the table is the way you do one thing is the way you do all rest of it. And after reading this quote, this sticks with me every day.
Indeed. Even you know when I would think about cheating with my friends, I would think about back bitching my friends or cheating with any of my women. You know what comes in my mind? I will not be honest with my business.
Yeah.
I will not be honest with my kids. I will not be honest with any of the individual I meet. I want to live that life. No man. I will eat less.
Yeah. Every time
but I will be content.
Every time there is a point when you want to run away, the thought will, the fact that is written by Stoics will get in your head. The way you do one thing is going to do the rest of it. And that just hits you in the face and you're like, oh shit, here we go again, we have to do it. And the same implies for other people. When you will see them and the way they are doing things, you can judge their personal life, even their personal lives. The way they are putting effort in the work, the way they are talking about something, or the way they are perceiving something. You will be like, okay, if he's perceiving or if she is perceiving this thing in this way, or she's putting in this much effort in this thing, and you will be like, okay.
Imagine what they will do in that.
In the personal relationships, or when they have to make food, or when they have to take care of themselves, or when it comes to learning, or when it all will be clear to you. Stoicism makes the world so clear for you that there was another quote that pleasure is a prison in itself.
Yeah.
Overexposure to pleasure is like a prison itself. And a better example would be like a drug addict, or porn addiction, or addiction to
Physical needs.
Or there is addiction to like having multiple partners. There's some girls who are in their whole phase,
Yeah.
or the guys who are in their smart phase.
They are also okay.
They are whole phase, yeah. So they are in constant need of touch. They are constant need of approval, and they want the constant intimacy because they are
Not intimacy.
Intimacy.
No. Intimacy is very divine.
Yeah.
But just want that constant pleasure of body. Orgasms.
That touch.
But they will never be able to achieve the philosophical orgasms.
Yeah. So, ये सब वही एक तो now how the derogatory mindset will perceive it. Memento mori plus pleasure is prison हमने तो बोल दिया. But they will consider memento mori plus pleasure. Pleasure.
अभी चाहिए.
That's it. And Stoics, they used to say everything should be in moderation. Even the pleasure or even in the rewards that you are giving yourself should be in moderation. Let it be money, let it be alcohol, let it be moments or anything in the world. It should be in moderation. They were totally against the concept of letting yourself get consumed by the things or by the people or by the relations. Everything should be in moderation. You have to have some self-control over yourself.
And taking suffering in the face because the life in itself is malevolent, and that is the fact that you cannot gloss over, or you cannot you cannot shut your eyes and say that life is very easy.
And as Nav said, there is betrayal or in the past, or friends betray you or take advantage of you. There was this quote by Marcus Aurelius that he said, if people are getting benefited just by your presence, what else do you need? Or you should not be offended by it. Because your aura or your energy will surely elevate all the things around you. And there will be some vultures ready to
Scavenge you.
Yeah. So they will try their best. And how much can they scavenge you? Let's say you are having a locker full of treasure, and how much they will scavenge? 1 coin, 2 coin, let them take it and let them have their fill. They will ever be on that level. That's it. It should not affect you because you are a higher personality, you are having higher purpose, higher goals. Or you are just so clear in yourself that these things doesn't matter to you. It's just like doing a favor, and what do you expect in return? That is
even there is a quote by Marcus Aurelius: the greatest revenge is not being like them.
Yeah.
But there comes also wisdom. You know what this means? Like if A, B, C, okay, if there is a person A and you are B, A person has betrayed you, you cannot let them leave, because there comes wisdom and how the world acts. You have to act in a way in this world to survive. Otherwise, scavenging, there is tremendous amount of individuals who are there to scavenge you. You have to protect yourself. But there also you have to choose with the righteousness and the courage who you let to scavenge. You cannot let anyone scavenge you. If A has doomed you, you have to get the things, or you have to put them in prison for some time.
Yeah. Okay.
You cannot let them go. But not being the same means you cannot treat the C with the same aspect. If you are B, A doomed you with the past experience, you had that this can happen. If you experience the same thing with the C, then you have to keep that righteousness, keep that experiences, like that A was doing the same traits and now C is doing the same traits. But means there is something intertwining, or there is something which is not righteous. You have to get things in order. Okay, but B, you cannot be like A to the C. You have to just like cut off the ties.
Yeah.
Because it requires courage. You cannot take their manipulation, or you cannot take their any of other aspect to just manipulate the other individual for your own good, because that is what A did. But you have to put an upper hand on the A, so that A cannot have that scavenging eye on you in the future. There are always two sides of the coin, and this is not overthinking. This
Yeah,
is
I got it, totally got it.
acting right in the world. How this world acts, because they are not righteous, they are not virtuous. You have to bring things in order so that no one can harm you. You have to always keep the upper hand on the individuals who are below you. There is dominance hierarchy in the society. Our genes are every of the aspects since the dawn of human existence. Not only human existence, from the dawn of microbes, even beyond the dinosaurs time, there were upper hierarchies who have survived and evolved in a way like which creatures exist today. So if you are in the upper hierarchy, and if you want to stay in the upper hierarchy, you have to consider that four pillars. If Marcus Aurelius would have acted in that way, then he would have been doomed, or he would have, his throne would have never survived.
Yeah.
You can never let A take advantage of you twice, but you cannot treat the C in the same way if he or she is good to you. Or if the business, or if any of the your job is having something good to provide you, you cannot consider it, or you cannot restrict your potential to put in the effort in that company because your experience was not good in company A. That is what righteousness, wisdom, courage is. There is courage in accepting that was the motherfucker. I have to fuck that up, and I have to act out of kindness. Kindness and virtue. Because virtue in itself is philosophical. Because virtue in itself cannot be defined by your virtue will be different, my virtue will be different. Because the thought process or the things we consider are different, because our experiences are different. But there will always be deep down a voice which will give you or show you the path which is lighting up with the gold, and there will be path which will be just dark and into the thorns.
So what I get is, like, even after getting hurt, you should be open to learn.
Indeed.
So, and plus, what Nava said is, keep, even after getting betrayed or even after getting hurt, you should not let it change as a person who you are. You should stay the same, and you should
Evolve.
Yeah. It is just a teaching, and as comes the revenge part, or the part where you have to show them their place. My advice would be, if it is necessary and doesn't cost you much or doesn't cost you a dime, do it. There's nothing wrong in it. But if it takes much from you and provides you with very less in return, or it's just meaningless or will prove meaningless to you and doesn't make any mean to you or doesn't provide you any satisfaction,
Like you are spending your 6 months just
thinking or planning it,
thinking or revenge. Even one message or text, or one message from their peers or others' peers can bring destruction to that individual.
Yeah.
Just do that.
indeed.
Like whenever they cross your way, they will never be able to look into your eyes, because they knew, or they will know that what they are.
Now, yeah, अच्छा हुआ ये point आ गया. All right. So what overthinkers or what some really good-hearted or kind-hearted people do is, they will, एक तो overthinker plus they are kind-hearted. So when someone do them wrong, what they will think is कि मैं ऐसे कैसे खराब कर सकता हूँ, or how I can spoil their life, or how I can show them their place. But on the same hand, what they will think is, I am not that kind of person. So they take all the suffering, all the plethora of suffering or the humongous suffering that they should inflict on other person, they take it on themselves and they suffer. They put themselves into depressions.
They are more
That is literally the dumbest thing to do.
unacceptable even.
Let's say you don't want revenge. It's good. You are good. You have elevated yourself even to a higher level. But don't inflict intentional pain to yourself and to your life, to your mental. There is a lot of things to be taken care of. What good it will do to create even more chaos in your life. So, if you have to move on, and if you got the personality, or if you have evolved such that these things doesn't matter to you, and as we said, you should stay open to loving after getting burned, you will be a wonderful person. you can move on with things smoothly. And even in today's society, the things such as the common thing that I have observed of past few days is what I have been hearing, people are getting married. Alright, so but they're still not over their exes and they're getting married, and now
Over
there's
their-
exes, ex.
Okay.
They're not over their ex and they are still getting married to some other person. And in
Get
return, yeah. First of all, if you are not over your ex and you know it, and you are letting yourself get drunk just because you cannot have a specific person, even if they don't know you, or you are just single-sidedly loving them or just fantasizing about them, people are not able to make peace with it. What has become to our society or to the people in our generation or even the previous generations, that they're not able to overcome the factor that someone has rejected them, right? So what they do is let's say they get married and they have kids, and they are spoiling two lives at the same time, because
Even their kids like.
their ex will get bored because see, this is the masses, they will not elevate themselves, they will not upgrade themselves, so over time they will get bored of each other.
Of each other, and they will.
Now
go out.
there comes the door of exes.
Uh,
One text from ex can create a lot of chaos in one's life, and the chaos that you will impart to the children is totally different thing. Wo now and this is not one case. I have heard 4 or 5 cases in past few days, and I was like, what the heck is even happening in
and
this
even
world?
you know what? People are not even courageous to block their exes.
Yeah.
They are keeping open doors to snake lurk under your carpet. You fucking morons. You don't want to block
What
exes.
good it will do? You are having kids now, and you have given 10 or 5 years to some person, new person, all right. And now you are bringing your ex, who is full of tactics and all the lust, all the seduction into your life, and now what they're doing is it is a simply double dating type of thing. Now they know the person is bound to them, the one who married him is bound to them. Now they're just getting extra icing on the cake, but in actuality or in reality, you are deteriorating 3 lives. You don't know even you don't feel for yourself, but even your life is getting deteriorated. The stress levels will go up because your partner is not happy from you, and every time they will not make you happy, you will run to your ex. And the ex, or if I hope she is married, and her family will also suffer because your guys are having extramarital affair. And this is such a common scenario nowadays that people have degraded the values of relations. आगे momentum हो रही है इसमें. If you were if you were to value your life and other person's life, momentum हो रही will make your life precious and other person's life even more precious, because it is like a constant timer above your heads. And before
Today I'm leaving to my work. Either I will get another chance to meet my kids or wife or not.
yeah, simple. It is as simple as that.
Like we are doing this pod. We don't know next week we will get this time
Yeah.
again or not.
There may be some scenarios.
Where I will be, I don't know.
Yeah.
Where you will be, you don't know. There will be work from the office, like go to Chandigarh.
No, it's not gonna happen. So
And you know what, people fear a lot from unpredictability and uncertainty.
yeah.
Fucking have some courage, face suffering in the face, and
Yeah.
take that uncertainty, put in the work which is required, build the relationships, even the distance or even the nothing can hold you back if you are acting out of these 4 virtues.
Now I would like to flex, as now I had brought this up, so yeah, I should brag about it. A little bit, yeah, I should brag about it. So as the uncertainty strike, I was having my exam in Chandigarh when I texted you, we can't have the pod, last to last weekend. So I went to Chandigarh and came back on Tuesday, and Wednesday I joined my job again. And I went there, and there was this case, the family was there, and I was just assisting them and helping them with the case. There was some deceased person in the family, so I was helping them. And in the meantime, in the morning, my colleagues were saying that this guy will go to Shimla. It was heavily raining and there were already landslides happened, alright? So they were saying this colleague will go to Shimla, and I was like, "Ki yaar, take care, dhyan rakhna, because there is a lot of landslide there." But what happened is that guy chickened out. So he chickened out because Shimla is quite far and the situations weren't favorable. So what happened is they said, "Ki now you are the officer, You are the only officer we got, and
Take
you are
up
the
the
only
lead.
one we can send. So my senior officer said that we will send you there, and I was like, okay, ठीक है. And they said you have to go today. I covered distance from Chandigarh to back home, and the next day they're sending me again to Chandigarh and then to Shimla, and they said you have to go today. Today night you have to go, and tomorrow morning you have to be there. And I was like, all right, I done my assisting that I was doing there with the family. I just completed the documents, and I told them that the thing will happen or they will do it. You go home. I freed them. I handed over the documents to some other person, and it was around 2. We started collecting documents, and we started typing letters regarding my travel and what I have to conduct there. The same day I came home, I called my family. I said I have to go Shimla. I wasn't even feeling it, or the risk never hit me. It was like, okay, we have to go Shimla. There are some things that you have to do regardless of how the scenarios are, because it is of top priority.
You have to commit to your role.
Yeah. So one way or there is somebody has to go there. All right. And there was this moment, out of generosity, I can't send him. And the other officer was of around like senior citizen. He's about to retire, so I can't send him either. So young guns.
Taking the responsibility.
Yeah. So I took the responsibility.
Having courage, wisdom.
The same time I called home. There was parents were so worried about me. They were like, "Kisi aur ko bhej do." And I was like, "There is no issue with me. I will go." So I came home. I booked the tickets and I went to Chandigarh. 4 a.m. I reached Chandigarh. Then I took the bus to Shimla, and when I went to Shimla, there was a lot of landsliding. Okay. So, but the road was clear, and hopefully I reached there. I did all the work and got free around in the afternoon. I got free, and I just took this official chance of going there. I went out touring there. Yeah, I took my time because I had one day there, so I took touring. And the night it was heavily raining, like raining. I was scared. I was like, this hotel will go down. And what will I do? I was thinking, I'm at so high I can't even jump there in the front of the building. The building in the front, even if the building collapse, I'd be able to. No imagination.
No, that was not survival instinct.
Yeah. So I was like, oh shit, and I was constantly getting calls from home that, and I was like, it is heavily raining, I can't. So I took a bus. I took local bus, the simple seat one, and I boarded the bus. As soon as I boarded the bus and we took off, the conductor got a call that other area have seen landslide, and it got blocked, and the seats were quite rigid. So I asked the conductor that, भैया कितने घंटे लगेंगे वापस आने में, पठानकोट कब पहुँचाओगे? I was like, no. I said, 9 घंटे. I was very content with it. All right, 9 घंटे. यहाँ से 5 चंडीगढ़ के लगते हैं और आगे 3 शिमला के लगते हैं. And it was alternate route, and the bus was coming, covering the total of Himachal. मतलब शिमला से लेके पठानकोट तक सारा हिमाचल कवर करते हुए आ रही है. हाँ. So I was like, okay, 9 घंटे. ठीक है. मगर 9 घंटे में कोई बात. कहता 9 घंटे नहीं. रात को 9 बजे. And it was 9 in the morning. When I boarded the bus, I was like, oh, fuck. And then I was like, it is what it is. We have to
accept it.
Yeah. So I just asked the guy, even after taking the ticket, I asked the guy, is there any Volvo or any other bus service that is better than this one? And he said, ki they will landslide on 2 paths, and this is the best option that you have to. I sat there for 12 hours, for fucking 12 hours, without any complaint. There were people who were like, कि बस ऐसे चल रही है, बारिशें हो रही हैं, या even there were some lands at the parts where some of the rocks are in the road, and there was, मतलब, I have seen, yeah, done it, came home, and as soon as I came home, as I was coming home, I got another call. Where are you? I said I am coming home, and they said, I had another appointment at Patiala, but due to some official reason, they didn't send me to Patiala first. So I got a call, तुझे करना Patiala जाना है. I was coming. I'm like, घर तो आ जाओ ना अब. घर तो बैठे दोगे थोड़ी देर. So they said, हाँ कल चल जाना. ठीक, okay, alright. So I came home. Next day I went to Patiala. Then Patiala to again Chandigarh. Then I had to go Shimla, but as the roads were totally cut off, so I avoided it. I called the personalities there, which I have to meet. So they said it's alright, we have our alternate office.
So you were taking ride of the life.
Yeah.
Because there are two options. Either you can laugh or cry.
Cry.
That also comes from stoicism. Today's quote it is. There are two options to take it.
Yeah.
Like you can laugh with it. You can enjoy the scenic views. You can enjoy the rain.
Yeah.
Or either you can just like seat is not comfortable.
Yeah.
Your fucking sofa is also not comfortable. If you will sit for 12 hours at your home, even this sofa will not be acting as a benefit for me. It will acting as a demon which is showing me.
So, you know what? When as soon as he said, "Kid, we will reach at 9 p.m." I was like, okay, I have my tab, I have ebooks, I have my phone, I can listen to podcast, and I was also tired, so I read the book. I covered 2 or 3 chapters, and after that I felt sleepy, and I went to sleep. And I again woke up. I opened the book. 1-2 chapter covered.
Productivity high. Because he was committed to his roles.
Yeah, I said there is nothing I can do. Alright, I cannot fly. And out of emotion, I was no morning जाना मेरे को उतार दो यहाँ पे. What good it will do?
मैं रह के चल जाऊँगा यहाँ पे एक दो दिन रुक जाऊँगा.
What good it will do?
What if after 2 days the roads get permanently blocked?
And that has happened as soon as I came home on 15th. I came home. Even if the roads were open, I had to be at Shimla. And अच्छा वो नहीं गया. But after 15, all the routes were cut off. So blessing in disguise, I would say that there was no bus in Chandigarh कि यहाँ तुम जा सकते हो. So I was at home. So what I want to say is there are some duties. The stoicism also teaches you about your duties. There are some duties that you have for yourself and to the world. You have to carry them out. Despite how you feel, despite there is some merit or demerit to it, sometimes you have to do the things you don't like. And the greater example is, let's say you don't like the profession you are currently in, but but that was the only opportunity you had in your life. Now what the weak-minded will do is they will run away from the opportunity just because they don't like it. But the wise one or the one who accept
Courageous.
the things as it is, okay, this is the adversity that I have got in my life, I will make it right in my own way. Who have stopped you after establishing yourself in that field that you don't like, establish yourself in that one, have some funds or save something or
Establish the field which you want.
yeah. It is a simple move. Maybe it will take you 15 years or 20 years, but at the end you will be doing the thing you are loving.
Right? Content with it.
Yeah. So, but just because the first step is hard or the first step is not what you wanted it to be and running away from it throughout your life, and what it will leave you with is every time you will notice that this guy is having that opportunity, it will take you back to the past and will make you regret that you didn't took that step of courage, that you didn't jump at that time just because you are not feeling like it, just because the things were not about your choice or the thing were to your liking. Sometimes you have to drink the poison to be at a higher place, to be at a place where you can give people elixir of the life. Alright? So develop yourself in that way. There are a lot of things that even the billionaires or the millionaires have to do. Let's say there are some days, चलो ठीक है तुम्हारे पास पैसा आ जाएगा कल को, but what if you are just taking that as an excuse just because so that you don't put effort into your relationships. You are just making that as an excuse. Excuses will be there. It is always like the way you do one thing is the way you do the rest of it.
So if you will make an excuse for your woman or your children, you will make an excuse for your businesses. You will say no, today I'm not feeling, but you have to do regardless.
Yeah. So I was quite fortunate that I got to travel and I had to, there was meeting this new kind of people along the way. I was meeting the local ones there and it was quite fun experience. Even in the diversity, I was enjoying it. I also clicked a lot of pictures. Mr. Abhinav knows.
Even there is a quote by I think Seneca. Like who was that prisoner? By the Stoics.
Epictetus.
Epictetus. Yeah. Yeah. You know what he said? You can be prisoner in the empire, and even you can be an emperor inside a prison. It's all in your mind.
Yeah.
You can sit in prison, read, develop yourself. When you will come out of prison, you will be a fucking emperor. You can beat the emperor with your wisdom. It's all on you. How you act, or the second option is you will sit in the prison and cry like I am in the prison. My life is fucked. No, you have got time to develop yourself. You can read even like Mike Tyson. Take example of Mike Tyson. You know what? When he got into prison for 3 years, I think so, or 2 years. You know what he did there? Just worked out. And when he came out, he was
Jacked up.
and that was the killer. Means the most tormenting appear of his, like his opponent will be tormented by just his jagged physique. What he did there just worked out because that was in his control.
And he thrived even more.
He thrived more. He was unbeatable after that, and that is what being an emperor inside a prison is.
Yeah. Turning adversity into a opportunity. Yeah.
Fortune.
So it is always up to you, even if the situations are not. And this is when stoicism comes in. Your emotions will always tell you otherwise. Alright, even working out or even running or even lifting weights will hurt you, and your emotions will say, "Chhod yaar, kal kar lenge." And there are times when you will be like that, and we always are like that. It's not like we are robots and we don't feel those things. We also feel those things, and just because of feeling those things, I haven't gone to gym from the last week. Yeah. So I've been avoiding it just because of the feeling of it, and I was just making an excuse. I was having some pain in my back, and I was like, I should wait for it to
There
heal
comes
or
the
something.
wisdom. Like
Yeah.
you have to run it for a
But
long time.
instead, even if I hadn't go to वही एक अपनी self accountability.
घर पे कुछ तो कर रहे हैं.
So I started doing some yoga and I did some stretches just to relieve my back pain. So I did it for 2 or 3 days, and now I feel like it's all right.
Even I would love to give my example.
Yeah, sure.
Like from as according to the Stoics, okay. From last 1 month I did not went to the gym. Why I did not went to the gym? Because the way you do one thing is way you do the rest of it. I had some my priorities. I had some things to do. So sometimes in the life you have to set your priorities. Sometimes the things will be like not always in the order. You will. I used to have 2 shifts of my work, but now I'm having single. That is also fortunate. I take it as a gratitude. Okay, I used to go to work 2 times in a day and then came home. Then even have one batch at my home. Okay, like from I'm working like 9 to 10 hours of shift. Okay, and then I have to do some work. I have to meet my people. I have to give time to them. I had a lot, okay, on my plate to take care of, and some things I have to set priorities over there. That which thing is more important, which things has to be given time. Because when I gave my exam of my English, then also I set priority to that exam, because for that exam I did not went to the gym for the 2 months. Even Abhinav know about it. When I was giving my exam, I did not went for the gym for 2 months. In life, you have to set priorities.
Yeah.
Okay, like people say you have to go gym, this. There will be times when you have to take rest. You have to set priorities. You have to do something. But once the things get in order,
Then
you have to do the things, or the role should be done. You cannot make excuses. If the things are not in regard, or the things are out full of chaos, or there is lot on your table, and even I was sleep deprived, I cannot even walk, I was just like a zombie mode 24/7. What is happening, I don't know, but now I'm getting there, I'm doing it. I never forgot my dad role, but I know what were my priorities, where to give my time, where to split my time, what I have to do, what things I have to do. Even then we used to have pod. See, I had my priorities, but I used to work out at home. I used to do pull-ups, push-ups, and sometimes like I had doubles in my home. I used to do light workout, which were in my realm, or which were in my capacity. So in life, you have to act out of wisdom, virtue, justice, and what was the fourth? Moderation. Like in moderation, because I know the things I am.
अब उस टाइम पे अगर ना बोलता नहीं मैं तो बॉक्सिंग ट्रेनिंग करनी है एग्जाम तो चलो होता ही ना तो 4 घंटे अगर if he's training just boxing and his skills, what good it will do in the long run, or the things he was preparing from earlier, or whatever time span he gave it to it. So simply ये चीज prioritize करने से you optimize your goals and the way you will conduct your life. Now after the exam was over,
what one thing, like now if I have given my 1 month to that thing, now I will be deprived. Now I am deprived of that thing for next 5 to 6 months.
Yeah.
So it was wisdom acting out of it. What I will do next 6 months? I will work out.
yeah, indeed.
1 month, or if you have to prioritize something, you can do it. everything is good, okay, but your wisdom, your priorities, your everything matter, and then you have to act wisely. And if like Shubham was saying, that if I would have prioritized just my boxing, you know what, in the long term, I would have not even be able, see, you can take the adversities and you can take the fortunes, okay. If I did not, it will impact my future. I will not be able to be where I want to be. So what I will become, or my potential will be just restricted because of acting out of feeling. No, I have to do boxing. I cannot live without it. My skills will never go.
And
I have it.
And even after establishing yourself, you get yourself a system. You pursue the things you like and you want to do, but you couldn't do at that point of time. But now you, as you have established yourself, you can pursue them. There is a lot of time for them.
Even like doing that 3 shifts, I did not like it, but I did it. Like, see, I like working out, I like going to the gym, okay, but I have to get that 3 shifts done. I chose that 3 shifts because that was important, that was priority. I did not choose what I like, so I acted out of wisdom, not out of my feelings.
Yeah.
That's what stoicism brings into place. Like, you have to take responsibility, you have to be capable enough to do the things which you need, which are needed and which are in your role. So there will be some things which you have to let go, and there will be some things which you will be able to take care of. You cannot say everything you can do it. That's where comes building team, building pack, building individuals beside you on which you can rely, because everywhere you cannot be.
Yeah.
That also stoics, and you know what, like you guys say that stoics do not build something, or they do not feel something. The most trustworthy relationships are of stoics.
Yeah.
Most ethical, superior relationships are of the stoics, or the people who practice stoicism, because they do not betray, they do not have the luring lusts of this world. That's what stoicism is.
ओवर एक्सपोजर टू प्लेयर तो पैसे खत्म हो जाएगा पहले, ठीक है।
अगर मेरे को पिछले 1 महीने में थोड़ी प्लेयर मिल रही थी, मैं उसके लिए 5 शिफ्ट पता कितनी लगा रहा था।
वही मतलब स्टोइक, the stoics are the person who was stoic, they act in a different way. You will be doing things that the people or the peers around you will not like or will not approve of. Just let's take an example of my workplace. I'm very fond of chess. Nowadays I'm even more fond of chess. I am playing chess at my work. Every time I think I will get 10 minutes free, I just play chess. And there's this guy, or my colleague, he will come, oh yeah, chess खेलते रहते हो आप यार, and I'm like, हाँ. So it's like कि पठानकोट में there are a lot of facilities that will help you, that will coach you around cricket, basketball, and all that thing. You can also join them. I like so yeah, he doesn't know what I'm trying to do, and what I have observed in the past few days is, as I'm taking chess seriously, or there are some matches that I take seriously in which I am really free and focused, I imagine the scenarios that the other person will do, and they do it, and I move accordingly. I have, although I am not the guy Magnus, what is his name? Yeah, I forgot. Magnus Carlsen. That guy can remember every game where it ended. He can remember that in
Every move,
yeah,
in his mind.
in his mind, that at this stage I played with this. There was this interview, they placed the chessboard in front of him in a certain way, and he was like, this is my that match in my teens, and I played against this guy. So I'm not saying I'm that guy, or I can remember at that level, or I know the moves or the patterns of the chess. But what I have observed is, chess is a very great thing to add on to your life. Even if you have 10 minutes in your life, play one match. Play it seriously, give it your all. You're analyzing, and the chess is like predictability, the planning, or the moves that you have to make in order to win. Time. It also teaches you the value of time. There are certain matches where I am at disadvantage. My simple move is waste as much as time as possible of the other person. There are 4 matches that I won just because of time. The other person was thinking that how I can tackle me, or how he can checkmate me, and I'm just already pre-setting my move that he will do this. I know I am pre-setting the move, and I'm wasting his time. It is taking me 1 second, it is taking me 10 seconds to decide what to do. Wasting his time. And at that moment I realized that same in the life, same goes in the life. There are some people who will waste your time so that you will not realize your potential throughout your life. Cut those shit out. and stoicism will totally help you do it.
And give you with the courage which is needed for
Courage, the facts, the knowledge. It is as simple as quote hai. Even if you are not reading the Stoics letters or Marcus Aurelius meditations, just remember this: the way you do one thing is the way you do rest of it. If you can remember this much line, it will sort your life out. Literally, if
just practice one quote.
Yeah. Your friends, you can evaluate them straight कि इसकी life में you don't want to achieve anything, you don't have to indulge yourself in them much. And the a pleasure is a prison itself. In college life or when we are in the school, there is a FOMO, fear of missing out. Fear of missing out, yeah. So ये सब में होता है, but I wasn't that kind of उसका FOMO नहीं. Okay ठीक है, मुझे अपनी family का time साथ भी time पसंद है. मुझे अपनी फैमिली के टाइम साथ जो टाइम बताना, I also like that, but those people are there just they treating their houses as prison.
घर नहीं छोड़ सकते भाई.
No. They are treating their houses as prison that I don't want to go home. It feels so it feels like a prison to me. The houses feel like prison to me. I feel free when I'm outside, when I'm in the college. You know what the reality is? Just because when they are home, their parents will tell them to carry out certain activities or certain work or the job or the duties. Just to avoid those duties, those guys will say this is prison. Let's say this is prison. What will you do? Will you do in the future when you will have to run the job?
Yeah.
You will also call it prison, huh?
Everything is prison for them.
Then
even you know what? I am there with the mentality. I consider home as a place where we go to sleep and spend time with the loved ones. I have my importance of my home, but I give importance to going out and doing. Means I consider both the things are very important. I cannot gloss over one. मैं ऐसा खुद नहीं हूँ, मैं बोलूँगा घर मेरा prison. भाई घर बहुत जरूरी है भाई. Dream house बनाना मैं लिख के रखा हुआ.
It is a den that will help you conquer the world.
Yeah.
तो अगर तुम अपनी den को ही यहाँ तो अपने
even the books have to rest.
Yeah.
Inside the den.
So if the headquarters or the place where you are making your weapons is not pleasing you, how you will carry out other activities in the world? So what kind of mentality this is?
I think this is enough for the part one because this topic is very diverse.
Yeah.
We would love to add some value in the second part.
Yeah.
And I think this much wisdom is enough for the first part because I think you have to.
Yeah. Let me add something to it, or let me add. I wanted to do something about the accountability.
Indeed.
Yeah, I am trying.
There
to
is our part of accountability.
Yeah.
Go watch it.
Now I am taking it a step further. The ideas are striking me right now. I am, let's say, suffering with the habit of being consistent in my life regarding some tasks that I want to achieve. Alright. First one will be waking up early. I did it for 3 days and then the continuity broke, and again for 3 days. The shit happened. So now I will create an Instagram page regarding it, and I will just post photos. One will be of me waking up early, me studying one book, and me going to sleep at the right time. Three photos per day. That's it. Good. And those who want to join me in the journey can follow or can
Send a collaborate link.
Yeah, indeed. I will share the same. And indeed. So I have made up my mind.
And you know what? That photo should be like, not be like full of makeup or not be full of that.
Yeah.
Your photo should be realistic.
Keep it pure.
Yeah.
Keep it pure and real. Don't take 15 minutes after waking up. Just set your अच्छा लग रहा हूँ
अब ठीक.
अब एक bitches. So yeah, I will do that. Tomorrow onwards, from Monday, we are starting. Monday,
Yes.
the lovely day.
It's 27th August 2023.
And on 28th, you will get my first post.
Yeah.
And that is a promise. No matter what happens, it's gonna be in continuity. The consistency is gonna be there. It's just same like the code page. Now we're gonna start this shit.
This is part 1. Stay tuned for the part 2, and thank you very much if you stay till this long with this pod, because stoicism is a very broad spectrum. We would love to add some more wisdom in our next pod, and in the next pod, our dark horse Abhinav will be with us. Today he is not with us because of his personal reasons, but in the next pod definitely he will be there showering some wisdom over it. Thank you everyone, and thank you.
And also thank you for now for bringing up this topic and giving me a chance, providing me a chance to speak on it. It is a very close topic to my heart. The stoicism and the stoics dictate our life, and we want to inspire as much as people out there,
Indeed.
so that they can live life even more intensely and can bring a better world out there.
Because alone you can achieve nothing. Stay hard.